All right, orchestra, concerto, Beethoven. If you need a little bit more of explanation about those terms, you are in the right place. My name is Matheus Pagliacci. I work performing, teaching, and directing music, and I'm here today to talk about three topics. What to expect when you go to concert hall, especially if you're a first timer. What is a concerto, anyways? And who is Beethoven? So let's take a deep breath in and let's get started. First, I believe we need to think a little bit about how we live it today. So for example, let's think about food. With one click away, I can order some pasta and sauce. So stick with me. If we stretch this idea and think about how we order things and consume things 20 years ago, 50 years ago, things were a little different. But now, if we trace back and go back to 100 years ago or 300 years ago, that's a lot different lifestyle. That's a whole different lifestyle. If you wanted some pasta and sauce, you had to get the right ingredients, give it the proper time to grow, and then get the tomatoes, make the sauce, and put them together. So if you think about the way one appreciated art and culture at that time, that was a little different too. The way you consumed, per se, art and music was to get dressed, pick a place, go to that place, sit down and listen to what those performers had to show you. In our case, the musicians. So here's one thing that changes everything and we take for granted. There was no recording at that time. So once a violin player was done, they were done. So there was no way to access that music anymore. So expectation was sort of part of the deal, was part of the experience. And let's use the term that we are familiar with today. The main entertainment was to have this preparation, take this time, find your place, go there, and have that unique experience because they're going to be, when they're done, they're done. There was no way to access that anymore. So this is what to expect when you go to an orchestra or to a concert hall. Silence is part of the experience in this sense of expectation. And orchestra comes from a tradition in Europe, from different European countries, which itself is a lot diverse region because Sweden is different from Italy, which is different from Poland, but the instrumentation was sort of common. And then when you think about that instrumentation, there was different music styles, music genres. So let's think this way. The way we think and say today, we'll label country, we'll label pop, and we'll label jazz. And within each of these labels, there are subcategories. There are different ways to sing it. There are different ways to play it and to write and compose for it. So was this tradition that came from Europe. So we had symphony, sonata, concerto, which is my topic number 2. What is a concerto? Concerto, let's think this way, is a music genre, it's a music style. You can expect to see an orchestra on stage in front of you and with a soloist. This soloist can be a piano, can be a violin, it can be only one musician or a group of musicians. In this case of concerto number 3, it's an orchestra with a grand piano in front of it. And the concerto, this style has 3 different parts. The first one is fast, the second one is slow, and the third one is fastest. So let's think this way. And we usually, especially for a first timer, you usually clap at the end because those 3 parts are the whole piece itself. And you're going to notice that the orchestra is going to start from silence necessarily. Remember that context from where this tradition came from. There's this sense of expectation, and I'm here to see something new, and the orchestra is going to perform something unique to you. Actually, Concerto number 3 is one of the most famous by Beethoven, which is my topic number 3. Who is Beethoven? If you've never heard of it, great, it's the first time. Beethoven was a composer born in Germany in 1700, so a long time ago. He grew up in a musical family, and his legacy is immense to the music to this day. So he wrote different genres, concertos, but also sonatas, also operas, and he's one of the most important and famous composers that there is for any musician or for music in general. And one thing you can notice about this Concerto number 3 by Beethoven is his a little bit of techniques from classical music and a little bit more emotional sense, which shows his transition between the classical style of composition to romantic style of composition, and which is interesting to talk about because I notice sometimes people come to me and say, "Oh, that's you have a gift when you play," or "That must be so fun to do what you do." And I get it. I appreciate and I understand where those comments come from. But it's a lot of work. It's hard work. But not only that, there's a lot of rules and a lot of established conventions to make that happen. And when I mean by Beethoven's style from classical compositional style to romantic, that's what I mean. He mastered both schools of thoughts, and he was able to provide music that transcends those two schools of thoughts for us, so which is great. So all this to say that if this is your first time going to a concert hall, especially if this is your first time watching a concerto, you're going to watch Concerto number 3 by Beethoven, don't be afraid and don't feel bad if you feel a little bit overwhelmed or if you feel disconnected. It takes practice. Remember that we live in a society today that's so fast-paced and our attention span is so fast. Just think. Let's think together. How many seconds do we spend on social media every day? Like 3 seconds on each video, 5 seconds. So that's normal. But I challenge yourself. If you just put this concerto on your car, just drive and listen to it. Just let it play. And do this one day. Do this a second day, third day. After a couple days, your brain is going to start to assimilate information and organize information away. And at some point, you're going to be like, oh, this is my favorite part, and I'll turn it up. So it takes practice. So I challenge you to give it a try, go and experience this amazing performance and amazing piece by Beethoven. So I hope you have a great time. I hope you enjoy all the elements of the orchestra and the pianist. You're going to be in awe what that pianist is able to do in this type of style and this music. And I hope you bring friends next time and have fun.